everyone. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Bear has decided to make an appearance today. Today is going to be a sketchbook session. So grab your pens, pencils, crayons, colored pencils, whatever it is you have. And we are going to jump into fall drawing prompts. If you don't have my drawing prompts, there's going to be a link in the comment section where you can grab this list for free, as well as sign up for my newsletter. And we are going to break out our sketchbooks with whatever art supplies we have. We are going to practice our sketching, loose and easy and fun sketching without pressuring ourselves, and basically have some fun with some fall inspired drawing prompts. I also wanted to mention that I have some older videos. I'm so happy I kept these in my closet. I found them the other day, but I have 3 videos on drawing different sort of fall and October themed paintings. These are easy to do and easy to follow along. So we've got the little witch in the woods. I loved this one. I loved doing the moon. We've got, a cat sleeping on a pumpkin. I kind of think if you go back to my videos, I went through like a Van Gogh type phase where I was trying to sort of emulate his style. So I really like how that turned out. That was really fun. I even have a painting where I tried to recreate one of his artworks in his style. And then I have this cute little cat sitting on a pumpkin looking at the moon. So if you're interested in any of these, I will include a link and put them in the description of this video so you can access these videos if you're interested in doing some paintings. I haven't done paintings in a while, and I'm probably going to do some step-by-step paintings in the fall and holiday season coming up. But I've been having so much fun sketching with all of you and reading all your beautiful comments. I want to thank you so much. So I'm super excited today to try some of these drawing prompts. I'm going to flip the camera over. So grab whatever you have and let's just like unwind, relax, and have some fun letting go and seeing what we can create. Okay, for these fall sketchbook prompts, I'm not sure I'm going to stick with just one. I think I might do a few. I'm going to start with the cozy mugs, and we're going to draw one cozy mug and see how that will look. I'm just grabbing any colored pencil, and I don't know what color this is. This is an Artex colored pencil, but I'm going to jump in and see if I can draw a Halloween or a fall inspired cozy mug. This is really just sketching practice. I find if I'm trying to be too perfect or aiming for perfection at the start, that's when things don't usually work out for me. So I thought, you know what? I think I'm just going to see what I can create and just have fun with it, with these prompts, because these are just prompts. They're really not, you're just playing around in your sketchbook in your spare time. It's not meant to be perfect. I think it's really important. And I've taken a break from YouTube for a little while. Life got busy, but I think it's important to practice your sketching, seeing what you can do. So I'm just drawing something in here, like maybe there's coffee or something in here. And remember, this is not about perfection. This is just about having fun. And if you are new to watching my channel, I am not about perfection. I'm just about, let's see what we can draw and have fun together. If I tried to wait until everything was perfect, I would never draw. And I also wouldn't have any fun. So I think that's something we need to keep in mind. We are allowed to have fun when we're drawing. And we are allowed to have messy drawings that maybe don't look perfect. We're allowed. It's okay. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, I kind of like the way this turned out. And again, you can see my cup is probably a little too small, but I feel happy with it, and that's all that matters. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do right here is like a pumpkin. And so if you're going to draw a pumpkin, I'm gonna draw this little curvy part before I even draw the pumpkin. I call it like the handle of the pumpkin or whatever you want to call it. And I'm drawing some wonky lines because this part is never perfect. You know, you go to a pumpkin patch, pumpkins are so many different shapes. Okay, and what I'm gonna do now is draw like what I would consider, now this looks weird, doesn't it? But that's okay, we're gonna keep going, right? It's supposed to look weird. And there we go. There we go. And then we're gonna go like this. And they kind of come in, do you see that? There we go. I like my little pumpkin. Now I'm going to draw a line here, like maybe the pumpkin, maybe this is on a table. Probably should have drawn my table, but okay. Now I'm just going to be like, maybe it's on a table, right? And that looks kind of cool. I like the way that sketch looks. Now we can color it in if we want, but I think the purpose of this for me personally is to practice my sketching and stay away from trying to be perfect. So maybe I'll color this later after I draw a couple of more prompts. But I know when I first start drawing, I usually get frustrated because I try too hard. This, in fact, is my third attempt at this. I did like my first attempt, which I'll show you. But doing YouTube videos is quite the challenge, I'll tell you that. Okay, so this was my first attempt. I don't know, where am I? That's my second attempt. And I actually really like my third attempt. So don't be afraid to try it more than once. I just don't show it or my videos would be like an hour long. Try to keep my videos short and sweet so that we can practice together. Okay, so I like the way that looks. And now I'm gonna move on to the next. Okay, so the next prompt, I'm probably going to do 3 prompts, but the next one I like is called Evening Owls, Owls with Expressive Eyes. I love drawing owls. And so we're going to practice drawing some owls. Now, I really want you to take note that all I'm using is some colored pencils. These are Artex colored pencils. You can use a pen, you can use a crayon, simply because we're not really coloring these in, we're just practicing sketching. So I think one of the best things that we forget is we can do whatever we want. We don't need expensive art supplies. We just have fun playing around and practicing. Okay, so owls with expressive eyes. I love drawing owls, and one of the easiest ways for me to draw an owl is I like to draw like a heart shape. I wonder if I have any, I don't even know. I might have some videos of me drawing owls, I'm not sure. But I like to draw like a heart shape for the face. Oh, my pencil's kind of breaking. Which I like. And then I actually draw like almost a circle around the head. And that's the little owl's head. And then I will often draw like, just come down for the body. Do you see that? Just come down for the body. And right now I'm not going to focus on the legs, okay? I'm just going to leave them without the legs. And you can play around with this, but that's basically the head of the owl and the body of the owl. And then we want to draw some expressive eyes. Owls have all sorts of different color eyes. So I think what I'm going to do is just for this one, I'm going to draw a circle, like make it small because we're going to play with the eyes a little bit. And what I'm going to do here is then draw a circle around my circle. And then I got to fix his eyes. He looked a little weird there. A circle around the circle. And then the other thing I like to do is there's a tiny little triangle for this type of owl. They have like these tiny little triangle for their nose. Or I mean their beak. Not their nose. Their beak. And there, doesn't he look adorable? Okay, the other thing I like to do after that is, I'm not sure. I can play around with the eyes. But a lot of times the eyes will have, like you'll see from the eyes, okay? Comes down to the, I keep calling it a nose, but it's the beak. Just reminds me, whoops. It just reminds me of a nose, and that's kind of how it looks. And then the other thing I really like about these owls is you could then draw like little lines like this. I don't know if you could see that. And maybe I'll try to zoom in. Here, look, hold on. Let's see. You could kind of see what I'm doing there. Putting these lines around the eyes. Okay, and sometimes there'll be something down the center, right? And so I might just kind of leave it like that. And that's okay if it doesn't look perfect, who cares? This is just for fun. And then the other thing I like is I do like a little squiggle around this heart shape. I'm pretty sure. I must have videos. I love drawing owls. I wonder if I have a painting of an owl that I did. I'll have to find it and show it to you at the end. I knew it. I love owls. Okay, so this is super cute. I love the little squiggly lines around the face. And then you can do different colors around the head. Now this head is a little high, like probably would be like a little flatter than that. And I want his wings to sort of be like this, right? I'm doing it a little bit darker. And then you could just draw like little lines for the feather. And he sort of comes to life. And then when you start adding colors to it, it looks really, really good. And again, I am not, the feet would probably be like, they have fur right to where their little feet go. And then I'll just draw a line because I don't have enough room to draw his feet, but there you go, you can see it. And owls don't have to be perfect. This is just a super fun and easy way to let loose in your sketchbook and see what you can draw. You can also draw owls in like different sizes. Like we could draw smaller owls if we want to. Maybe I'll draw one more owl. Let's see, what color is this? I hope you can see this. I'm playing around with my colors just because it's fun to do. So let's see if we can draw one more owl. And we're not drawing realistic owls. This is just fun sketchbook prompts, not about drawing real owls at all, okay? And so the next one we'll draw will be, let's see, maybe a horned owl. I don't know if that's what it, or is it a horned owl? Maybe. Okay, we're gonna draw an upside down triangle. You got a but it's not obviously the perfect triangle, but, or an upside down U or an upside down, whatever. It's a shape here. So a V shape or a U shape, I don't know. You can call it what you want. And then we're going to bring it down a bit. Okay. And then we're going to draw some eyes. It's going to be one eye there and one eye here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then we're going to draw a circle because I don't know, that looks kind of funny. Hopefully this works out. I'm not sure if it will. And probably, you know, they're kind of weird looking, but that's what makes them so cute. Okay, I'm going to draw the eyes bigger. And again, not sure how this is going to turn out. Okay, and what we're going to do now is just draw, I probably made him too big, but what we're going to do now is draw the little nose. Oops, beak. It's a beak. I call it a nose. And there we go. Okay. He's got these nice big eyes. And you could really, like, once you color this in, you could really bring this to life. I'm just kind of messing around or playing around with this top part of the horned owl. And you can kind of see him or her coming to life right now. And I'm going to draw some like little lines here. And again, you can kind of just, you can draw these little things around the eye like I did the other one if you want, like the little feathers. Give them some kind of eyelids, some eyelids maybe. And now I'm just playing around and adding some feathers. And again, I like to do the little squiggly lines around the face. So the first owl had like a heart-shaped face, and this is like supposed to be like a horned owl. And there's like, they have these dots on top of their head. And this is just how I'm doing it. And I could be wrong, so feel, you know, it's okay to be wrong. We're drawing fun owls, so I do find some people will come into the comment section and let me know how I've done it all wrong. But, you know, for me, I don't care. I'm just having fun. And so even if I'm doing it all wrong, folks, I am totally fine with that. I am just having fun. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I am just having fun, and it is okay to draw from your imagination and not get it right. I do have a book on owls, and I could probably get that out. Maybe I'll get that out and we can look to see how wrong I got it. But I kind of like this owl, and I don't, it's okay if you get it wrong. And I'm just saying that because I think the more viewers you get on social media, the more people like to come in and tell you what a bad artist you are. And I'm getting better at it, but I had a comment the other day on one of my videos basically telling me I should not be doing any YouTube videos and how terrible my art is. And I was shocked. But I'm getting used to it, and I deleted it, of course, because you're not welcome on my channel if you're going to tell me what a horrible artist I am. Because you know what? We are here for fun. We are not here to be critiqued for loving drawing, regardless of what it looks like. We're not here to be critiqued. We're just having fun and playing around in our sketchbook. I think what I'm going to do now is, hold on, get my book with the owls in it and see if we're close. Okay. Oh, again, this is a book my friend got me, and she got it at the thrift store, but we can see a really nice looking owl on it. Maybe, hey, maybe, not too bad. Maybe a little off, not the, you know, but oh wow, fun. Let's see, where are the owls? This is one of my favorite books for drawing birds. I have been on a bird kick. I don't think I could find the owl. Where is the owl? I'm not gonna be able to find the owl, am I? Maybe they're at the beginning. Oh, here we go. Okay, we've got some owls. This is what they look like. This is a barred owl, a spotted owl. Maybe we'll do some stuff on owls. Burrowing owl. I didn't know there was an elf owl, but this is the great horned owl, and that is what I attempted here. Kind of cute, super fun. Not sure what one that one is, but that was fun. Okay, so that was the second one. Let's see what we have for our third sketch. Okay, for the third sketch, let's jump into, because it's the final one. There's so many good ones here. Like, I already did a bird, so we'll save Raven's Perch. There's jack-o'-lanterns, harvest moon. Some of these deserve a whole video for themselves. So I think what I'm going to do is just show you how I draw pumpkins, because this one's called Patchwork Pumpkin. Different pumpkin shapes, textures, and stems. So let's give that one a try. And that way, if you drew the mug and you couldn't get the pumpkin, we will draw pumpkins and play around with it. But pumpkins, there's so many different ways to draw pumpkins, but one of the easiest ways is just to draw like this kind of shape here, because that's like all the sort of pieces of a pumpkin look like that. And then you can kind of go out from there. And as you go out from there, notice that the top pops up a bit, right? And the bottom sort of comes down a bit. It doesn't pop out as much because we want to get that like little stem part or whatever of the pumpkin coming down, but we also want to show that the pumpkin is sort of curved, right? And so I'm bringing that stem down here. And you can make it come out as far as you want, but this one for me is just like a tall pumpkin, but you can do all sorts of shape. Let's do a smaller one. And I think the great thing about drawing pumpkins is that they're all different shapes and they can be really, really kind of weird looking, like this one. You never know what you're going to get when you get a pumpkin. They're very oddly shaped. And I don't know if you go to the pumpkin patch or where you get your pumpkins, but it's great to notice how different they all are. That one kind of looks like an apple, but that's okay. It's super fun to do. You don't have to worry about perfection. The other way you can do it is just like an oval, like this will be a big pumpkin, okay? And what you're going to do is sort of bring it in a bit here, right? You're going to bring it in a bit and then you're going to kind of just draw like little half moons. I just call them little half moons until the center's there, but I kind of prefer to do it this way because I get it right versus drawing this circle first. But this one's all right. But I like my other ones better. They look more like they have more character than this one. But that one's okay too. And you could draw like little lines coming up and little lines coming down to try to create some sort of shading for the pumpkin. But that's where I'll often use like markers and paint, and I like to create different textures. Like I'll show you what I'm talking about because I have the pumpkin that I did here. But here we go, hold on. You can kind of see in both of these, like in this one here, how I did the oval shaped, but then it's darker right here to create a shadow, and it gets kind of lighter in the center. And I did these little lines to try to give it that shape. And if you keep these little shapes at the bottom, it looks more like a pumpkin rather than an apple, say. Right? And that's what I did here as well. You can see how it gets lighter in the center and darker in the corners. I also tried to create some shadow underneath this cat because the cat would be casting a shadow. So when you're drawing your pumpkins, just remember, you can have a little bit darker in those creases of where the pumpkins are. Pumpkins are really fun to draw simply because no pumpkin looks the same. They're all kind of wonky and weird looking. I love pumpkins. I love owls. I love fall. Fall is like one of my favorite times of the year. I don't know. I'll try to make this one work. I don't know. Okay, I would love to know if you gave any of these a try. I am going to go off and try some more in my sketchbook. Sometimes doing videos can be really challenging when you're trying to sketch and do videos at the same time. So I'm going to go off and give these a try. I'd love to know if you gave them a try. Leave a comment below and let me know. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and happy sketching to you. We'll see you next time. I'll probably do another video in the next few days and I can't wait to see you again.